Welcome to another edition of the Balking Den. And I'm still your host, Sharpie's Bets. And this show, of course, is still sponsored by Prize Picks. So go on there, go over there if you already haven't, and use promo code PubSports for your first match deposit up to $100. They will match deposit it. So do us a favor, do you a favor, and go on over there and use promo code PubSports. So let's get into today. Or yesterday first. We got to recap that. Let's recap yesterday. Jazz Chisholm did not get us 5.5 yesterday. That guy didn't do me anything good, even betting on his props. What did he do? He got a walk, and that's about it. Did not catch that. Aaron Savali, the big nuts play of the day, went 7 innings again versus those Detroit Tigers that just can't fucking do anything good for them. So, not good. Let me get into Robbie Ray, dude. I guess fuck, dude. You should have just faded me on Prize Picks yesterday. Unless we'll get into that. Robbie Ray, guys, did not get his fantasy score, lost by 2. He definitely had mad strikeouts, but he got hit for a grand slam in the 4th inning, I believe it was. Yeah, 4th inning. So definitely lost the under first 5 there and that guy's fantasy score. But Josh Bell, on the other hand, I'm so stoned I can't even remember what he did do. Shout out to homie in the chat. Got your K-prop already today, bro. Nothing better than waking up to some money. Yee! Let's go, guys. If you haven't already, smash the fucking like. Hit the share. Hit the retweet. Tell someone about this show so we get more people than 5 in here on a Saturday. So let's get this thing popping. What props did we bet yesterday? We bet, of course, probably some dumb ones. Jazz Chisholm didn't come through. Like I said, he got a walk, nothing else. We talked about Acuna Jr. Didn't bet it personally, but that dude fucking went out there and hit every prop you wanted to bet. Then we get into the other game, and we talked about how Jose Ramirez is 4 for 9 off Scooble, but I didn't bet that personally. And then we did talk about Kiki Hernandez. He's been ice fucking cold. And we talked about playing his 2+ bases. Why? Because he owns. Well, not really. Well, power numbers were really well off of Robbie Ray. So we played him yesterday. We cashed the 2+ bases on him. Ty France, on the other hand, did not cash the 2+ bases on him. He's either hit or miss pretty much. And I tend to miss more often than not with Ty France. So, is what it is. Colton Wong, on the other hand, his 2+ bases didn't hit either. Sorry, some bitch. But everyone else did all right. So, but his hits, runs, RBIs did cash us. So at least I went 1-on-1 with him. Pretty much not a good day betting props yesterday, guys. But yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. And I've been super hot on sides and totals. And when I do play K-prop, so let's get into these games, and I'll tell you what I bet when I get after each game. I'll tell you which side I am on. Padres at Giants, Musgrove at Carlos Rodon. We all know how I think about Carlos Rodon. Musgrove's 4-0, guys, with a 2.2 ERA and 7 starts. He has gone 6 innings in every start. 6 out of 7 starts this year have been quality starts. Last year versus the Giants, he was 1-2 with a 6+ ERA and 3 appearances. Only 1 out of those times did he go 6 innings. Giants the last 15 days, their walk percentage is out the roof at 12%, matches their 30 days. Their strike percentage is freaking amazing at 17.7%. And their 15 days match their hitting numbers to their 30 days. They got a 266 average, 762 OPS, isolated power of a 126. So Musgrove's K-prop is at 6+ -114 on Prize Picks. They got it at 5.5, and his fantasy scores at 33.5. I think the Giants get to him today, guys. They've seen him quite a few 3 times last year. They got to him 2 out of 3 times. Musgrove's been on a freaking mission this year, and it's time to come back down a little bit to earth. So Musgrove's 2.2 ERA should come back down to 3 after this game, and I expect the Giants to get to him. On the other hand, Carlos Rodon, 4-2 with a 3.49 ERA. In 7 starts, he's got 56 strikeouts in 38 innings. Absurd, guys. So coming off his worst game of the year, and we capitalized on his worst game of the year. Carlos Rodon is one of my favorite pitchers, and we attacked him last time he was out. The Cardinals do what? They eat left-handed pitchers for breakfast, guys. So they took him to town last week, and it is what it is. I'm not going to take any much of it other than I knew they were. So let's get into some numbers. Padres over the last 15 days, they are walking 11.9% of the time versus lefties. Striking out only 21.7% of the time. 232 average, 690 OPS, and an isolated power of 136. So pretty much middle of the pack in every other of those categories. This is not a middle of the pack pitcher, guys. So give me some Carlos Rodon today, guys. His K prop is at 8+ at plus 112. And on Prize Picks, they have him at 7. At 7, that's a minus 182 for a push. He's had 7 strikeouts in 21 of 26 games since last year, guys. So 7's a push. If you want to play that, I don't hate you. But I'm going to look over at his fantasy score, 35.5. I think he goes 6 solid innings, 2 earned runs or less. And I think the strikeouts are there. They're like 7 strikeouts plus 2 earned runs in 6 innings, easily gets us over 35.5, guys. So I'll be looking at that 35.5, and I'll enjoy it. I think it's too nice. Shout out to my guys in the chat. I see you, Noli. I see you, freaking Preston. That's what we needed to talk about. The card I did was shitty yesterday, but the 2 we gave you at the beginning fucking cashed, and I told you to play those 2 with whatever you wanted. And Preston gave us the 4.5 on Castillo cash, and I gave you Wainwright's fantasy score and that cash. So those were 2 easy money bets that we gave you at the beginning to at least atone for my ass whooping I gave you at the end of the card. So let's get back on track. Padres pin has a 3.82 ERA, 18th in the league, with Giants pin have a 3.37 ERA, 19th in the league. Nothing really home to ride home about, but their back end of the pins have done their job. Other than the Padres, Rogers has done his job. Everybody else tends to shit the fucking bed. So definitely looking at some Carlos Rodon today. No run first inning in this game is at a gnarly ass minus 160. Brandon Crawford is batting 512 at bats off of Musgrove. He's been ice fucking cold, but he is on a 3-game hit streak. So I am going to play his 2+ bases at plus 104. 12 at bats is enough where he's seen him. And to have 6 out of 12, I will be playing his 2+ at plus 104. I will need to look also what his hits, runs, and RBIs are, because that might also be worth the look. On the other hand, guys, yes, I love Carlos Rodon, but at the end of the day, what does Manny Machado do, guys? He fucking rakes. And what does he do? He rakes left-handed pitching. So I've got to play on the best left-handed hitter in baseball. So give me Manny Machado, 2+ bases at plus 112 and his home run at plus 400. Please and thank you. Why? He's batting 429 with a 1357 OPS versus lefties this year. And those are just some absurd ass numbers. So Carlos Rodon, hopefully it's a single shot he gives up, and we cash a little bit on both sides there. Let's get into the next game. Cardinals at the Pirates. But on that game, I'm on the Giants run line minus plus 145. I think he goes out there, gives up 1-2 runs less, and I think they get the Padres for 4+ runs today. So I'm on Rodon and the Giants run line today. Then we get into the Cardinals and Pirates, which I have another bet in, and let's get to it. We have Matthew Liberatore finally making his MLB debut, one of the top prospects in the Arizona that's fucking football. That's me dabbing before the show. That's on the St. Louis Cardinals. So crazy ass story what I read when I went up and searched Matthew Liberatore today, guys. Him and his best friend since 4 or 5 years old have played on the same baseball team since 4 or 5 years old, in high school, in college, and they both got brought up yesterday to the big leagues together. If that doesn't give you fucking goosebumps, bro, then you don't belong watching this show, because that's fucking sick, bro. That's just awesome, bro. Your childhood fucking friend and you got to live the dream together. Like, come on, man. That's fucking awesome. Well, he was drafted in the first fucking round, guys, and he was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. And we know the Tampa Bay Rays produce pitching better than anybody else in baseball, and they drafted him in the first round. So they thought very high of this kid. And he's been a fucking beast, guys, but he's got mediocre AAA numbers, which isn't much to say, guys. I mean, he's got a 4 ERA, which is pretty much regular in AAA. The ball tends to fly on a lot of those ballparks. But I go look up his stuff. He throws about 92 and a half. He can touch 97, but he doesn't have swing and miss stuff. He has a C curveball, C slider, and a C change. And he doesn't have the swing and miss stuff, guys. So I'm going to look at fading him, guys, even though the Pirates suck fucking ass. Pirates, over the last 15 days, are walking 3.7% of the time versus lefties. That just can't happen, okay? That can't happen. They're striking out 24% of the time. They are hitting 243 with a 17 OPS and an isolated power of 204, guys. That's a fucking mic drop. 204, guys, they're smacking lefties over that period. So even if you go back to their month-long average, thank God their walk gets to league average, their walk percentage, but then their numbers do fall off. So I am going to ride the hot trend of the Pirates versus lefties. They haven't been scoring runs. They have been hitting. I'm expecting this kid to crumble once people get on base. So give me some Pirates versus a lefty today, guys. So am I going to look at his K prop? Matthew Liberatore's at 5+ at -110. The walk percentage is gnarly enough to where if you did want to run that, go ahead. But let me tell you, the Pirates over the last 3 years are right around the Houston Astros league at the bottom of the league, guys, and not striking out to lefties and putting the ball into play. So I expect them to put the ball into play a lot versus Liberatore. He's a minor league pitcher who's going up against a minor league batting team in the Pirates, and these minor league batting team in the Pirates happen to see major league pitching this year. So definitely will be looking at that. His K prop don't want nothing to do with it, and they're not offering him on Prize Picks. If anything, I'd play his K prop to the under tonight, knowing how the Pirates just don't strike out to lefties. On the other hand, guys, we're getting Jose Quintana, guys. Mortal Kombat Quintana. 1-1 with a 2.19 ERA in 7 starts, and he's been fucking amazing. Oh my gosh, Becky, look at that ass. He's been fucking amazing, bro. Like, at the end of the day, the dude's been fucking murking it. So, you know what else if you ain't murking? Slap that fucking like button if you haven't. We got 14 live. We got 14 likes. Smash it. Tell somebody about this show. Go hit the retweet. Go call your cousin. Tell them to turn it on. And let's get 22 likes at minimum. And we need like 30 people up in here. So, let's get to Quintana, though, guys. He's been solid this year. 2 earned runs in his last 18 innings. And now he gets the Cardinals. And what do the Cardinals do? They eat lefties for breakfast. And Quintana, you son of a bitch, if you get me, so be it. But I've got to fade the trend. And the Cardinals over the last 15 days, walking 15% of the time versus lefties, striking out at a measly 11% of the time, 321 average, 930 OPS, and an isolated power of 179. Those numbers match their month-long numbers. Those numbers match the year before's numbers. And Cardinals versus lefties, guys, you've always got to either play their team total or look to bet on their pitcher. So Quintana's K prop is 4+ -121 on Prize Picks. It's at 3.5, and his fantasy scores at 19.5. If anything, I'd look for it to the under. I think it's the end of Quintana today. I think that good run comes to an end. He's had some favorable matchups. He's gone up against Cincinnati and Detroit, which do what? They don't hit lefties. But the Dodgers, he did well versus the Dodgers, Sharpie. Yeah, but the Dodgers played Sunday Night Baseball and had to travel and play the morning game that day. So you got to pay attention to shit like that, and I didn't that day, and I paid attention afterwards because travel is a must, bro. You got to pay attention in the time slots, and Quintana was in a favorable matchup versus the Dodgers. He's not in a favorable matchup today, and I think he comes back to life. Cardinals pin, guys, 3.74 ERA, 16th in the league, where the Pirates pin have a 4.26 ERA, 26th in the league. What bet do I have in this game, guys? It's at a 9. I took it down to a 8.5 and took the over 8.5 at -130. I think Liberatore gets hit today. I think he gives up 2-3 runs. And even if he only gives up 2, these Cardinals could carry us this team total over for ourselves. So I see both hitters getting hit. And if anything comes to worst, these Cardinals could put up 7 on a lefty and on this bullpen. So definitely got to fade a lefty and a 26 league ERA leading bullpen. So the Cardinals should just fucking eat today, guys. And maybe Liberatore does have that game and has a really good game, and he is what he's hyped up to be. But I think he gives up a couple himself. Now we got to talk about props. And how can we not talk about props without Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Pujols? I call Pujols. I know it's Pujols. So there's just been money in the bank versus a lefty, guys. Pujols is one of the best lefty hitters throughout his career. So Goldschmidt's 2+ bases is at minus 118. His home runs at plus 300. And his hits, runs, RBIs is at 3+ minus 115. Give me Goldschmidt 2+ at minus 118. Please and thank you, Alex. Then we get into Arenado, guys. He's 2+ bases is at plus 102. His home run is at plus 300. His hits, runs, and RBIs is 2+ minus 132. Give me his hits, runs, and RBI, Alex, for 500, please. I'm just pretending like I'm on Jeopardy, guys. Sorry. And then we're going to talk about Pujols. I'm going to stay off him prop-wise, but I don't hate anybody who runs Pujols versus a lefty. Last time out, we had Pujols at one base at minus 124. Now they're at a juiced out number at the one bases. 2+ at plus 144. That would be the spot to play Pujols. His home run is plus 500, and his hits, runs, RBIs is 2+ minus 122. That, to me, is a spot to play him, too, guys. He's going to get a hit versus a lefty, and with all these studs ahead of him, they probably score a run. So his hits, runs, RBI, I'm going to get on that at 2+ minus 122. On the other hand, what I like to do, lefty versus the Pirates, guys. Give me some Ke'Bryan Hayes, 2+ at minus 106. Why? This guy hits lefties career-wise at a way better clip than righties, guys. His power numbers aren't the same, but he gets on base at a good percentage. So he does get a lot of doubles. He doesn't get many home runs. So give me his 2+ bases at minus 106, and he can cash it on the first pitch of the game for us because he leads off for this team. So that's the props I'm going to be on there, guys. I'm going to take Goldschmidt, 2+ bases, minus 118. I'm going to take Arenado's hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ minus 132, and Pujols hits, runs, RBIs at 2+ minus 122, and Ke'Bryan Hayes on the other hand at 2+ minus 106. I'm heavily involved in this game, and I'm betted on the over 8.5, and I expect some runs from both sides, even though the Pirates have not been scoring fucking runs. So I see you, Trey Day, my motherfucking guy. Let's go. Woo! Yee. Yes, they have, sir. Yes, they have. But let's get into this next game where I got another bet, guys, because, I tend to like fucking betting games that I like pitching, or, I go in the break the pitching, or, and then I don't ever go to bet overs, but if I see it, I'm going to bet it. And I thought I wanted St. Louis's team total, and then I just wanted the over because, but the St. Louis team total is probably the safer bet in that game. I just think the Pirates tend to come alive today, but we'll see. On the other hand, we got Rangers at Astros, Jon Gray versus Justin Verlander. You guys already know what I think on this show about Justin Verlander. He is a man-child who's a real man, guys, but he's still playing like he's a child. So, Jon Gray, 1-1 with a 5.73 ERA and 5 starts. 4 out of 5 games this year, he's given up 3 earned runs or more, guys. Fucking trash can on fire right here. He's only gone 5 innings in 2 games out of 5 this year, guys. So this guy, they don't want him seeing third time through the lineup. Well, guess what? You get the Astros. Well, over the last 15 days, they're walking 10% of the time versus righties. Strikeout percentage is 19.7. Great. Awesome. 272 average, 857 OPS, and an isolated power of 228. Fucking mic drop. And I just dropped my lighter again, and there'll be a time later on where I can't find my lighter. So, fucking stoner. But, guys, Jon Gray to me is not in for a long game today. I think he gets racked, bro, like a fucking like racked like some cocaine in a strip club, guys. I think this guy gets took into the woodshed today by a Houston Astro team that's just been eating righties for breakfast over the last 2 weeks and over the last month, guys. this team smokes them some righties. So give me fucking Houston Astros bats today. His John Gray's K prop is at 5+ at even money. It's at 4.5 on Prize Picks. Fantasy score is at 19.5. If anything, I'd look at his under, guys. Like I said, he doesn't go 5 innings often, and I don't expect him to go 5 innings today. I would look at his pitching outs. If his pitching outs are at 15, I'd hit the under, guys, or at least you get a push. I don't see him going 3 times through the lineup versus this Murderer's Row. And Murderer's Row versus righties, that is, because we know they can't eat lefties on this show. But on the other hand, who do we got? Justin fucking Verlander, 5-1 with a immaculate 1.38 ERA and 7 starts. Yeah, you could say he's a fucking top 3 candidate right now, if not the fucking front runner for the American League Cy Young, bro, at 38 years old. The guy is still throwing 97. He's still got a fucking wipeout slider. And he gets a team where he gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run in 7 innings April 28th, guys. He's given up 3 earned runs 1 time this year, and every other game it's 2 earned runs or less. He's got 5 quality starts and 7 starts this year. We can't take in the first one because he was on a pitch count that game. He wasn't going to go 100. So we know Verlander is good for a quality start. We know Verlander's strikeouts are fucking what? Through the roof. And he gets a team, guys, over the last 15 days, walking 7.9%, striking out 26.5%, 231 average, 707 OPS, and an isolated power of 182. So they are hitting for a little power, guys, but they aren't getting on base. So what does that tell me? Justin Verlander should go 6-7 innings and give up a fucking home run. Maybe 2. Hopefully they're solo shots, guys. We know he doesn't walk many batters, so hopefully that's what happens in this game. I expect him to give up a home run, and hopefully it's only 1. Who's it going to be? I'm not trying to guess, but if I was to, I'd say Corey Seager on the first fucking pitch. He is hunting fastball, and if he gets it, there's a double or a home run. So there's a prop to look at later on if you're looking at one on that side, because I'll sure as fuck not give you one on that side later on. His strikeout props at 7+ at -150, guys. On Prize Picks, they're giving it to you at 6.5. His fantasy scores at 37.5. I expect 7 strikeouts from Verlander, so that will be something that will be on my Prize Picks ticket. But fantasy score 37.5. I'm gonna stay off of that one. I do expect him to give up a home run and maybe 2, so that could be damaging to the fantasy score at the end of the day. They're giving me a -150 prop on Prize Picks at 6.5 against a team striking out and not walking, and their averages are nothing home to write about. So I expect him to be out there for 6 innings, guys. So give me Verlander, please, and thank you. Rangers pin, guys, they're 17th in the league with a 3.77 ERA, where the Astros pin is immaculate. 2.63 ERA, first in the league. So what props are we going to talk about? Okay, Altuve is coming off of an 0-for-4, guys. 2 times in May, he's gone 0-for-4. In the next game, he's had 4 total bases. So what are we going to do? We're going to take his 2+ bases at +136. Please and thank you. Next on the fucking Astros train, Brantley's on a 9-game hit streak with 18 bases in those 9 games. Give me his 2+ bases at +114. Please and thank you. Tucker, guys, his last 11 games, he has 2 hits in 6 of those games. So give me Tucker for 2 hits at +200. Please and thank you. And then, guys, Alvarez is straight fucking hit or miss. Straight up. He's either 4+ bases or 5+ bases or nothing. There's one time where he has 2+ bases. So I'm going to take the gamble on Alvarez today at 5+ bases at +425. His home run is at +300, and his 2+ is at +117. So I'm going to take the bigger bet on his 2+ at 117, and then I'm going to take I'm gonna sprinkle the ladder, but I'm not going to take the middle of it. I'm going to take it just straight to 5 at +425 because it's touching that number 420, and when it's in that range, it's speaking to you. And you got to listen to shit when it speaks to you sometimes. So this game, I'm on the Astros run line at -120. It's now at -125. But like I said, I expect Verlander to go 6-7 innings to give up around 2 runs. or less, and I expect John Gray not to make it to the 5th inning and to give it over to a mediocre bullpen. So give me Astros bats, give me Verlander, give me the run line, please and thank you. On the other hand, we've got this last game, guys, and we got a big balls play of the day coming in here, guys, but I'm not going to put it on the ticket today, but I'm going to talk to you about it. Nationals at Brewers, right? Shout out to the chat. If you already haven't, guys, we got 13 in here. Go tell somebody about this motherfucking show. Get people in here. Hit that like button if you already haven't. And let's get to this last game. Nationals at Brewers, guys. Patrick Corbin versus Brandon Woodruff. Patrick Corbin is 0-6 with a 6.28 ERA and 8 starts. He has the definition of straight hit or fucking miss in his box scores, guys. He either gets his ass handed to him or he has a decent start and gets no bats to support him. Shout out to my guy Noli Knows. He knows something about this sport. And he told me a little secret from this little birdie right here in my ear. Ooh, ooh. What did it say? Nationals hit better on the road by a fuck ton better than they do at home, guys. So what does that mean? That means these bats can actually be alive and can back some Corbin today. Last year versus the Brewers, Patrick Corbin was 1-1, and he was the definition of hit and miss. He had a quality start in one game, and the other game he went 5 innings and gave up 4 runs. So which fucking Patrick Corbin are we going to get? Well, at the beginning of the year, Milwaukee wasn't hitting lefties, and then they were raping lefties, and now they're back to their numbers of not hitting lefties. And let me tell you something about Milwaukee. And my cat wanted to tell you something, too, about Milwaukee, I guess. I guess they're telling you to take the dog because my cat thinks he's a dog. So, Milwaukee, guys, over the last 15 days, they are walking at a good percentage, 11.6. They are striking out league average, 24%. They are at a mediocre 208 average, 595 OPS, and an isolated power of 0.75, guys. They're back to what they've been doing, guys, and that's just not hitting lefties, guys. I think Patrick Corbin can go out and have a quality start today. His fantasy score is fucking outrageously high at 27.5. And they're probably going to get a lot of guys to hit that under today because they know Patrick Corbin fucking sucks dick under a bridge for free. So this may be the game where he goes out and shoves, guys. He pitches better. He pitched better at this ballpark last year, and he got torched on his home last year. So there's a lot of numbers backing Patrick Corbin right here, guys, which is fucking nuts. His K-prop is at 6+ at +112. On Prize Picks, it's at a straight 5. That's at -118 on the books. And like I said, his fantasy score is at 27.5. The big balls play would be play his fantasy score over, guys. That's nuts to say that shit about a guy who just is a trash can. But guess what? Savali was a trash can. He did well for us. Velasquez was a trash can. He did well for us. Hendricks is a trash can. He cashed for us. Martin Perez is a trash can. Well, no, the fuck he hasn't been this year. Not once he has been. But you catch the drift. We tend to call out shitty pitchers good games on this show, guys, because we dig into a lot of numbers because I'm a number fucking guy. I'm a number motherfucking guy. And then I'm also a field guy. I don't just go off the numbers. So let's get into Brandon Woodruff, guys. He's 4-2 with a fucking whopping 5.32 ERA in 7 starts. He does have 43 strikeouts and 33 innings of work. He's been fucking shaky this year at times, guys. Yes, it was a back-to-back versus the Reds, same division, but he does have career good numbers versus those Reds. So you can't hate him for the back-to-back part, but what about the first start? Well, how about the last game out versus Miami, guys, where he did do well. 5 innings of work, 1 earned run, and Miami, guys, over the last 15 days are top 10 in every fucking hitting category versus right-handed pitching. Let's get into how the Brewers, though. I mean, not how the Brewers. We'll talk about numbers in a minute. Last year versus the Nationals, he only faced them 1 time, guys, and he fucking owned them. He went 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, and 10 strikeouts. Brandon Woodruff did Brandon Woodruff things. Brandon Woodruff hasn't really been Brandon Woodruff this year, But last week he did show me something, guys, versus that fucking Marlins team, and he only gave up 1 run in 5 innings. So Brandon Woodruff should go do Brandon Woodruff things. He's going up against the Nationals, guys. Over the last 15 days, they're walking 7%, striking out 19.5% of the time. They do have a 249 average, 705 OPS, and an isolated power of 146. So they are hitting the ball top 10-ish, guys, but like I said, the Marlins are too, and he went out there and fucking did his thing last week. So I expect Woodruff to go at least 6 innings, 2 earned runs or less, guys. So quality start is definitely in the mix for him today. His K prop is at 7+ at -132 and 6.5 on Prize Picks. 34.5 is his fantasy score. I'd look at his fantasy score today, guys. If he gets the K prop, then he easily cashes the fantasy score, but he cashes the fantasy score without the K prop, going 6 innings with a quality start. And I think he goes out there and gives a quality start today, guys. And Brandon Woodruff is back on track in my eyes. And I think Corbin, on the other end, like I said, is going to go do his thing. But then we get to the drastic difference in these places, guys. We got the Nats pin with a 4.31 ERA, 27th in the league, and the Brewers pin 3.63, 13th in the league. Hader and Williams have both pitched on back-to-back days, guys. That's bad news. That's bad news. The rest of their bullpen is fucking garbage, guys. Let me tell you what, Brad Boxenberger is going to go fucking close out the game today for Milwaukee? Whoa, they might run Williams. I've seen them run Williams 3 days in a row, but I just don't see them using Hader again right now, guys. They're just not going to burn out their guys this early. When they've used Williams on back-to-back-to-backs, his velocity has dropped tremendously. So this could be a under first 5, over full game type of game. I did not have a bet in it. My lean is Nationals first 5 plus a half a run. I think it could be tied 2-2 at the end of 5, guys. Or like I said, I don't have the balls to hit the under in this game. But it's a 4, guys, with 2 guys with fucking ERAs over 5. So I bet you everybody's betting the over right there. And I think it's under first 5, and then live bet that bitch once they put the bullpen in. And you can get yourself a good number on the over right there. The only hitting prop I'm going to look at, guys, is Lorenzo Cain. He's fucking been sucking donkey dick, guys, but he is 4 for 10 off Corbin. And like I said, he's ice cold, but he's coming off of an over worth a walk, and we do like that on this show. So 2+ bases is at +150. The parlay piece to me today is going to be 1 hit at -167. His hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ is at +108. I expect runs, guys, but I expect them in the later half of the game. So I'm just going to take his 1 hit parlay piece today at -167 and put it on a prop parlay today. My 3 bets, I've already given you guys them out. So let's hit those Prize Picks. And I'll tell you what we're going to run on Prize Picks. We're going to take the K prop, guys, from who? Mr. Verlander, guys. I could see him giving up a couple runs today. If he does, so what? But those strikeouts should be there with the numbers, guys. They are not walking, and they are striking out top 5 in strikeout, and their bottom 10 in walk percentage. So on the book, 7 strikeouts is -150. You're going to give us a -150 prop at a even money bet. Let's fucking go. Then we're going to talk about Carlos Rodon. I told you I already expect him to go 6 innings plus today. I expect 7+ strikeouts. And he probably gives up a home run to Manny Machado. That's fine. Just make sure it's a solo shot or 1 person on base. He doesn't walk many people, guys, so I expect Rodon to be on today. We're getting a low fantasy score value because the last time out, but we knew the last time out that he was going to get cracked. So, on the other hand, they're giving us these new props. They are giving you 3 batters from a team to hit 1 home run. And you're going to give me Pujols Arenado fucking Goldie versus a lefty? And I was already on their fucking props? Oh, fucking Jesus Cristo, guys. Thank you, Jesus. Please give me them. We only need one of them to get a knock, guys. Quintana, guys, has been good, but we know what they do versus lefties. Pirates bullpen has been trash, so let's take advantage of all 9 at bats. Let's take advantage versus them versus a lefty, and let's take advantage versus that bullpen. So shout out to you guys for coming in on a Saturday. You guys fucking rock. Today we have the Preakness going on already on Pub Sports. Hop on over there, Mass Horse Racing. And then we got Nikki Fish Tanks. We got my producer going to produce another fucking 6-7 hour show. with the UFC show coming on tonight. We got Holmes in the main event, guys. So come join me. I'll pop on till my phone freezes up. And come kick it with the fellas on UFC after you hang out with the horse chat. So we be pubbing all fucking day on Saturday, guys. You guys rock for come joining me. Let's make some fucking money. And shout out to you guys. Let's fucking go.